ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jonna Gifford. I'm the Chief of Adult Library Services here at the Boston Public Library. Really thrilled to have you join us tonight for a very exciting event. And welcome you back to the library if you haven't seen our beautiful renovation, and welcome you to the library if this is your first visit. I'm really thrilled to be here tonight. I've been working with Connie Baxter Marlow and Andrew Cameron Bailey and Allison, our lovely daughter, Connie's lovely daughter, for well over a year now, talking about this event. And I'm thrilled to see you come out for it. Tonight we're going to be seeing for the first time the film that Andrew and Connie have done called Seeds of Freedom, A Vision for America. It's I think, very timely and incredibly interesting, and we'll have a discussion. And they have brought with them some very special guests tonight. So Andrew Cameron Bailey and Connie Baxter Marlow are filmmakers and authors who have spent decades with visionary indigenous elders throughout the world. They've been presenting the Native American and indigenous way of knowing to the public for over 20 years through books, films, photography, exhibitions, and other events throughout the United States and Mexico. Connie and Andrew are authors of the book The Trust Frequency, 10 Assumptions for a New Paradigm, and producers of the film In Search of the Future, What Do the Wise Ones Know? And a film series called The American Evolution, Voices of America. Andrew is also the author of an upcoming controversial novel and screenplay called The Mayflower Revelations. Presently, they present regularly at the Thoreau Society and other venues around the country. We thought it's a perfect place to show their piece here at the library. And I think you'll see why. I want to have a really excellent discussion afterwards. So my thanks to both the filmmakers for many interesting meetings. I have to say, I've never met a more passionate and fantastic couple. It was really wonderful to work with both of you, and thank you to your guests for making the trip from New York State and from Plymouth. I really appreciate it, and welcome to you, our audience, and come back to see us. And thank you.
Thank you, Gianna. Welcome, everyone. I'd like to introduce Tom Porter and Gary Marks, who are with us tonight. I'm going to read a little bio of them. And this is the inaugural event for the James Finney Baxter Lecture Series, which you will learn about in the film. And so Tom is a Iroquois elder, indigenous cultural educator, author, and spiritual leader of the Mohawk community. How do you pronounce that, Tom? Kanatchahoaleke, near Fonda, New York. He has been sharing and teaching Native traditions and beliefs throughout North America for decades. He was awarded an honorary Doctor of Laws degree from Trent University in Peterborough, Canada in 2009. He has held many leadership positions for the Mohawk, including sub-chief for 21 years. He has lectured in association with the White Roots of Peace Traveling Multimedia Communications Group at colleges and universities in the United States and Canada. Tom is committed to implementing programs that facilitate an understanding of indigenous culture. And he's a revered elder, and he represents the great law of peace that you will see is part of this film and part of the synthesis that gave birth to America. And Gary Marks is a Pilgrim scholar, pastor emeritus of the Church of the Pilgrimage in Plymouth, Massachusetts. He's an author and international lecturer on Pilgrim spirituality and its relevance to today's civic and religious freedom. Gary earned his master's in divinity from Vanderbilt Divinity School and has been a teaching fellow at Boston University School of Theology PhD program. He has written many scholarly articles which have appeared in the New England Journal of History, the Pilgrim Journal, the Mayflower Quarterly, and has authored a small book, Pilgrims Then and Now. Gary, the 30th pastor since 1609 in Leiden, Holland, served 40 years at the Church of the Pilgrimage, which traces its lineage back to the 1606 covenant in Scrooby, England. So Gary is actually one of the major reasons we're here tonight, because I picked up his little booklet, Pilgrims Then and Now, back about 15 or 20 years ago, and I realized that the Mayflower Pilgrims did something extraordinary for humanity. And I also realized how similar their beliefs were to the Native Americans that I'd spent so much time with. So this is really an amazing culmination of my ancestors who came over on the Mayflower, James Finney Baxter, who left the money to the city of Boston that you'll learn about, that is the reason we're here today. And James Finney Baxter was also president of the New England Historic Genealogical Society for 20 years, and we have some members of that society here tonight with us. So this is really a historic gathering we're doing tonight, and a precursor to something that is unfolding for humanity that we're just on the verge of, as you all might feel at this time in American history, that somehow we're at a jumping off point into something new. So Tom is going to do an opening ceremony. Gary is first going to do an opening prayer in the Pilgrim way. Excuse me. And then Tom will do an opening ceremony in the Native way. And what we'd like for you to take away from here tonight is a new way of experiencing the world, basically, through a new understanding of the Mayflower Pilgrims and of the Iroquois and the Native Americans. So open your hearts and minds, and let us begin.
The Pilgrims did not believe in any form of written prayer or prayer service. They had rejected what now is considered the beautiful Book of Common Prayer. They thought that prayer should be something that is centered in and from the heart, and that written prayers, they rejected them for a number of reasons, among them being they were ordered to read them in their services prior to their separation. And when they separated, those churches, not only the Pilgrims, but others as well, always believed and had confidence in what is called extemporaneous prayer. So I'm going to offer something like what a pilgrim may have prayed in a service. Eternal Jehovah, we give first our praise to you in psalm and in prayer. We give our thanksgiving to you for guiding us on our way. We pray that you will take into account those things which have been in violation of thy Spirit and thy truth. Grant us wisdom, grant us courage, and grant us the ability to see a future upon which you are leading us. May Jehovah receive all the praise. Amen.
Amen. First, I'm going to begin with my own language, because that's what my grandmother and all my mother and all my aunt and our leaders for the Mohawk people told us, whenever you talk spiritually, you use the language that He made us to be at the beginning of the world. If we do that, that's the highest form of salute or acknowledgement to the Creator. And that's why I tell my people, don't lose your language. Don't lose your tradition, so that you can honor in the highest the way you were made. And so first, these words. Negadi nua wasandadi the gadison. Nene kohnu wa inki humungalum. Nene ayakwat slowly. Nene kwa sotsla gaha jini hodeli hodone. Nene sangwa ya diso jini ote seyawi. Nene dona hodi ni gohlo dohak. Da gadi wi wahi ona gadi angali wahna dungo no wasandadi. Ne gadi ne ngoli wa ne ka to sa te tayani sa ni gona da gadison. Ne gadi ne gadi hontola di nalaga laudi wona. Ona gadi ne enka gui ni agwe ka aska chi ko ani ko layon da. Da gadi wi wahi ne wa gali wa ne ka da gadison. Da e gadi ni to sa ni gona. What I said there, I says first, we are gathered here tonight, our Creator, and we've been invited to come here to talk about what our grandfathers and great-grandfathers were told by you, the Creator, at the beginning when the world was new. And we will try to do that, and I'm going to do it by saying the words you gave to our people when the world was new. And so it goes this way, but before I do this though, I want you to try, I'm going to try to make a definition, which is a very big difference, I think, than the Western world. We call it, the one we were made from, Songwaya Disong. Can you all say that? Songwaya Disong. Translated into English, that means you're the one who made us. That means Creator. Or I don't know if God is to mean the same thing or not. I'm not really a master of English, but I think it does. And so now, my great-grandfather told me when I was 10 years old, what's the Creator? What's the God? And I want to share that with you. He said if you were to add up all the rivers and all the oceans and all the lakes and ponds and little streams in all the world, and then you were add up all the human beings that live in Africa, North America, South America, China, Europe, no matter where on this planet. And don't forget even the last little baby that was born just a minute ago. Then you add up all the birds that flies, even the little robin that just got hatched this past spring, and the little baby deers, and you count every star that's in the nighttime sky, and every raindrop that has fallen since the beginning of time. And you do this for 200 or 300 years, gather all those things. And after 300 years, if you think you have finished and included everything that lives, every tree and every grass, not just humans, and then you push that one button that adds up all of that life. And so the summarization or the total of all that list, that total is called God, or called Creator, the one who made us. And so when the Mohawk people or Seneca people or Lakota people, when we say God or Creator, we're not talking about a little human being at all. We're talking about something far greater than a measly human being. Because the Creator can be a human, but He can be a buffalo, and He can be a tree, and He can be the ocean, He can be a bird. And so that's the definition of the real Indian before colonization, how they would tell you what it means. So with that in mind, let us begin. But I want you to help me. And what he said a while ago is almost the same thing I'm going to say. Pretty much same. I want to reiterate it My English isn't that good sometimes, but restated what he said. One time my uncle says to me, when you pray, you never pray the same you did yesterday. And if you ask me to do the prayer again tomorrow, it will not be the same as I did today. Because the water that goes in the river is the same river to you and I, but every drop that's in that water, it's been gone yesterday, and a new one came. So it's always new. That sun that's shining, it's been doing that for thousands and thousands of years. But when it shined this morning, it was the first time it shined today. So it's new again, even though it's millions of years old. It's in that context that we look at the world. And so with that, every time I'm going to say this, and our mind is agreed, when you hear me say that, I'm going to ask you if you agree, if you want to be a real Mohawk for this evening. When I say, and our mind is agreed, you'll all say, toe. Can you say? Toe.
Oh.
Just like the toes on your feet, except only the toe. If you are a semi-modern Mohawk, and you hear me say, and our mind is agreed, you can say, instead of toe, you can say, uh-huh. And if you're a really modern Iroquois, traditional guy, and you hear me say, and our mind is agreed, you can say, yeah. And it doesn't matter. The Creator hears it all. And so we begin now. First, our Creator is the one who made the whole universe. And the Creator is the universe. And you and I are a part of the Creator, and the Creator is part of us. We're one in the same. That's why it is important when I see my sister or my brother or anybody that I always smile to you. No matter if I'm walking on the Boston streets, I will wave to you, or I'll smile to you, or I'll wink at you, because I think you are Creator too, and I'm Creator, and together we are Creator. When we love and show friendship and kindness, that's what Creator is. So the Creator, what He did, when they called this gathering together at Boston, which I never hardly come here, it was nerve-wracking a little bit because I didn't know where I'm going. But I got here safely, and I look around, you did too. We didn't fall over stones on the road. The Creator cleaned the path where we traveled to come here tonight. And I don't see nobody in a wheelchair or got crutches because they fell and broke their leg. So the Creator cleared the road for us to come here without incident and with a good health. And so for that, we put our thank yous and thank you on the right in the front here. And then we put our greetings, layer and layer of greetings. And we put compassion and our love on top of that big pile until it touches the ceiling here, and that wall, and that wall, and that wall's over there. And then you and I, my family, we will grab it at the edges, the perimeter of that big layers of thank you, greetings, and love, and we throw it high into the universe. And we say, Creator, with great love, we say thank you that you brought us together, this fine assembly of people tonight. And our mind now is agreed.
Oh.
And then our Creator says, and our elders told us, when you're at assembly, He said, you look around like this. In English, I guess it means scan it, the people that's here. And you go around counterclockwise. Forget about no men or guys, just women. Go through the whole thing. And He says, you know what we've seen? The most beautiful woman in all the world is assembled here. Then He said, when you finish that, He says, go around again and look at all the men. Forget the woman this time, just the men. Young, old, middle-aged, you're the one if they're there. And you'll notice too that the men are the most handsome guys, most international guy in the whole world. So when you put the most beautiful woman, the most handsome guy, this group of people gathered here tonight is the best looking assembly people anywhere gathered in the whole world. And what are we going to do about it? We're going to put thank you and greetings and love till it touches the ceiling. And then we say to each other, I greet you with love, my brother and sister, and now our mind is agreed.
Oh.
And then our Creator says, I put you on this land, and this land now start to be a woman, the land. And not only that, but we're going to call her Mother Earth. And your Mother Earth will give you birth. And when she has given you birth, she will pull you to her bosom, and you will drink and nurse from her body. And that's the food you ate this morning at breakfast, at lunchtime, at supper time, and in between snack. It all came from her bosom. That's the gardens of the world. It comes from Mother Earth. And our grandma told us that our Mother Earth was told by the Creator that she will give birth to all people, all animals, all birds, all water, all tree, and all grass, everything that lives. And she said, Grandma, Mother Earth, she said, recall your memory of your life and recall memory of your mother's life and your grandma's life. Since the beginning of time, we know it to be true that Mother Earth has always given us good life. And so even though some people mutilate and disrupt Mother Earth and hurt her, some of us forget to thank her every day. But no matter what we did as humans, our Mother Earth never threw us away or never abandoned us because we hurt her. Every day she loves us, and she feeds us again, and she doctors us when we are sick. And that's the kind of mother the Creator gave us. We, the humans, are the most luckiest in the whole world that we got such a stubborn, rock-headed, loving Mother Earth. Gee, we're lucky. And so we gather all our minds together tonight, and we put it here, thank you and thank you and thank you. And then greetings and greetings and greetings. And then kindness, compassion, and love till it touches the ceiling and the four walls of this room. And then we take the perimeters of that, you and I, the people, and we gently give it to our mother. And we say, Mother Earth, thank you that you never threw us away. Thank you that you fed us every day. For our children and the unborn children, we thank you, Mother Earth, and we love you, and our mind is agreed.
Oh.
And then the waters that goes in the creeks and the rivers and the lakes and the ocean. When the Creator made that, and the Mother Earth made that at the beginning of the world, He touched that water, created Mother Earth. And when He touched that water had a soul and a spirit in that water. And that water became alive. And then the Creator told the water, you'll start at the top of the big mountain and you go down the valleys. And where the Mohawks lives and the Polish lives and the Irish lives and the Czechoslovakia live, when you get past their village, you'll quench their thirst every day. And if they're soiled and sweaty, they can take a shower or jump in the river and they'll get clean and feel good and healthy again. And that's why the water is here. We can't last without that water every day. It's still moving and we're still lucky to find it. That's why we better watch what we're doing. And so I ask you, my brothers and sisters, because of the water and its power, they never reneged what the Creator told them. And so we put many thank yous, greetings, and love. You and I, we put it there. Hello, until it touches the ceiling. And then you and I will take a big part of that greetings and love and thank you, and we throw it to the east. And we take another, throw it to the north. And we take another, throw it to the west and to the south, until every river and every ocean and every lake and every pond and every stream has received our message of love and compassion and kindness and thankfulness for the quenching of our thirst yesterday and today. And so the waters of the world, we say thank you with love, and our mind is agreed again. And then it is a Creator, throw it in there, fish of all kind, and we send thank you and love to the fish of the world, and our mind is agreed. To the berries that grow, strawberry, raspberry, gooseberries, blackberries, all kind of berries, right down till snow come, the berries still there for the birds and the people and the bears. Boy, the Creator made a wonderful world, a wonderful, perfect world. Then the Creator made the corn, beans, and squash, so we will have sustenance and power and strength to live, and our children will grow. Then the Creator made the four winds that bring the changing of the seasons. So when Mother Earth gets tired, the wind of the north and the east puts a white blanket of snow on Mother Earth's body that's just around the corner. And then she's going to sleep. When she sleeps enough, the brother wind of south and west come and gently remove the white blanket of snow, and wall to wall green grass on Mother Earth's body, and little baby Mohawks are born. Little baby Wampanoags is born. Little baby Irishmen born. Little baby Italian born all over the world. Little baby deer. For wind brings the changing of the season. To the sun, our oldest brother, who shines the light. And that heat he brings is the same heat that's in our body, because he took from the sun that power and put it when a little baby's born. Until we die, the sun leaves us when our death comes. And that old brother's sun, never reneged, just as reliable than the best Swiss clock. He come in the east and bring the light of a new day. And then he told those birds, I give you birds a certain job. And you know what? I want to tell you this. Grandma said to us, when the Creator and Mother Earth made us humans, He said, I don't want you people to walk around the earth with your bottom lip hanging down on the ground and you trip over yourself in your grief and sorrow. That's not why you were born to the earth, to be sad every day. He says, that's why I made the birds. And I put all kind of beautiful color on their body. And I gave the robins a beautiful song. And I gave the chickadees their own song. And the morning of their song. And on and on. And he told all those birds, he says, now, I want you got a special job. When the light comes from the night, the sun didn't show his face yet. All you birds will get up. And you will face the east and you will sing all your beautiful songs. And when you do, you will welcome the sun to come back again where we live. And also when you sing, the human beings will hear your song. And you will shake their minds up so boredom and lonesomeness will not find a home. And they will hear the songs of joy of this wonderful Mother Earth we live on. And the birds are still flying. And the eagle, who's their big chief, is still the boss. And so today we send our thank you and our greetings and our love to our old brother sun, to the grandmother moon, to the four wind, the thunders, and to the birds who welcome this miraculous day today. And so to them all with love we say thank you, and our mind is agreed.
Oh.
And then finally now to the stars that bring the beauty of the nighttime sky, and the morning dew on every grass in the drought time of summer, so life will go on. To the four sacred beings, the unseen forces that gave us our clans, our drums, our rattles, and our knowledge of the world and the universe, how it runs, our great law, which we'll talk about a little after a while. To the four sacred beings, we say thank you, and our mind is agreed. And now finally to our Creator. I only do the Reader's Digest because I was told to, because of the time constraint. And I'm used to that. And Creator knows that too. And I know you got a mind so you can add it on, even though we digested it, Reader's Digest. And so finally to the Creator, we come back to Him now. And the Creator made a perfect world. There's nothing not perfect about this whole world. When we're hungry, the food is at our fingertips. But you take only what you need today. Save the rest for kids and grandkids tomorrow. The water's there for thirsty. There forever for grandchildren. Respect and love the water. and their spirit. So you see, the Creator made a perfect world. And so now I'm going to ask you and all our family that we put many thank you here in a big pile, many greetings here in a big pile, many love and compassion and kindness, big pile, till it touches the ceiling and touches the doors and the walls and wants to go out the door. And then you and I will grab it at the ends of it, the perimeters of it. We pick it up again and we throw it to our Creator. Creator, thank you for the miracle that we lived again today. Thank you, everybody in the whole world, the things that you made, the spirits of all things. We say thank you for the quenching of our thirst and the feeding of our body. Creator, with love, thank you. And our mind is agreed. And with that, that is the opening of the traditional old time when the world was new prayer of the Indian people. Thank you.
Thank you, Tom. Thank you, Gary. And now we'll screen the film. And I just want to thank my love and partner, Andrew Cameron Bailey, who made the Connie Baxter Marlow film. I've been screaming this from the rooftops for 20 years, folks. And you get to see a beautiful rendition of it made by Andrew Cameron Bailey. So I enjoy, and we'll have a little discussion afterwards. The gentlemen are going to present some ideas to you, and then we'll have a discussion. So let the film begin.
I was thinking that maybe Connie could say I'd like you just to express something, because to me this week of all weeks in this country has been an extraordinary week. And what I personally have heard tonight just reassembles the whole reason for being in community of any kind. It's just wisdom of the ancients I'm English, from my English side. I came here from the Native American side that I've adopted. And, whoa, Connie, what are your thoughts?
What are my thoughts?
Yes, darling.
Well, I'd like to know what you people think, but what I'd say is that I think that what came from these two men is the idea of the transcendent principle, the eternal truth, the original instructions that were given to the Pilgrims, that were given to the native people, connecting with our original instructions, which we're carrying in our hearts, our true humanity. That's what's being discussed here and brought to this discussion, and which we've left somewhere in our upbringing. We've put our spirit aside. We've put the sacredness aside. We've put that knowledge of the sacredness of all things that we carry within us. So I would say to me, that's the gift that these two men have articulated very well, and that I wanted to see come forward, because now's the time where that is going to be so called upon. And I feel that the circumstances in this country today are calling that forth, that circumstance loves us, that it's calling us into our hearts. We just have no choice now but to step forward into our true humanity. So I just am blessed that you're here, and we have such gratitude to you for bringing that forward. And I hope that each of you go forward and take it out to everyone you touch and to your lives, and we go forward into humanity 2.0, into the highly evolved human that can bring peace on earth and heaven on earth.